questions from the resource speaker. Turn off microphones when not in use. When you would like to speak, click the hand raise button and wait for the facilitator to acknowledge you. Turn on cameras if available. If in case of low bandwidth, you can turn off your camera to avoid disconnection from the Zoom meeting. Dress appropriately during the session and be polite and courteous at all times. And don't forget to answer the online evaluation form. A link will be posted before the end of the webinar. Note that the online evaluation form will only be open until 8 p.m. today. E-certificates will be provided, so please give us time to send it to you. For concerns with certificates, please send an email to the guidance and counseling 2020@gmail.com. So without further ado, may I call on Ms. Grace De Rosa Hinto for her opening remarks. A virtual round of applause, please.
So, warmest greetings to one and all. How are you feeling today? No, I hope you are feeling great and excited to learn. So, I'm also sure that you are also busy preparing for your CSO event this afternoon, I'm sure. No, and ready na ba mo, mga TCCians? No? I know TCCians are always ready, right? But spare us a few moments of your time this morning as we begin our online talk. So, to the honorable members of the Board of Trustees of City College, our officer in charge, Mr. Leonidas Borja, chairpersons of the different programs, staff, our guest speakers and facilitators, guidance volunteers, and most importantly to our valued participants, our first-year students, a pleasant morning to us all. This has been the fourth webinar that we had in our guidance sessions with Task Us. And every time we listen to them, I personally feel amazed on how they ridiculously deliver, organize, and impart valuable lessons and learnings to us all. And now, I am still very eager to learn and listen to what our guest speaker will be teaching us. And I hope you too, no, mutual feeling that we are very eager to learn. And as we all know that self-development is not learned over time, however, it is also a way to become critical to ourselves as we make enrichments in our capabilities and skills as soon as we become professionals. So in order to thrive in this ever-changing society, we ought to be equipped with self-developmental interventions and life skills. This session, My Professional Self, A Journey to Self-Development, will hopefully assist you in identifying the abilities you will need to develop life objectives that will improve your employability, boost your confidence, become more assertive, learn to enhance your communication skills, and lead you to a more rewarding and higher quality life. This will also help you achieve personal empowerment, develop plans to make relevant, positive, and productive life choices and decisions in the future, especially in your professional self and career advancements. With this being said, I hope you have a great time learning and be able to discover, obtain, and absorb all the lessons that is set by our resource speaker for this morning's webinar. And with that, I would like to end my opening remarks with quoting these wise words of Confucius, which states, "The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence." So thank you and happy learning, everyone.
Thank you for that, Mom Grace. Wow, such an inspiring opening remarks. Yay. So now let us welcome our officer in charge, Sir Leonidas Borja for his welcome message. A virtual round of applause, please.
A pleasant morning, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. First of all, let me acknowledge our guidance counselor of TCC, Ma'am Grace De Rosahento, our South Director, Dr. Delmar Cagatin, and of course, our guest speaker for this morning, our resource person, our partner from TASAS. Please welcome Mr. Dominic De La Cruz, the Vice President for Operation. To you students, faculty, and staff, a pleasant morning to one and all. I would like to congratulate you for joining this webinar with the following important aspect that we need to learn today. First, on effective communication, the art of active listening, to build up our own self-confidence, and more importantly also, how to deal with our empathy. This morning's webinar is timely and appropriate, especially for you, our first-year college students. It is our hope and wish then that through this webinar, we'll be able to learn and more importantly, impart this knowledge in our day-to-day lives, especially in our schoolwork. So once again, in behalf of the Chairman of the Boards of Trustees, the Honorable City Mayor John Disniel Babayap, the faculty and staff of Tagbilaran City College, we would like to welcome all the participants to this webinar. To everyone, wishing you the best of day and good luck. God bless us all.
Thank you for that, Sir Borja. And now we are going to have an energizer. So excited ba mo ang energizer na to? Yung more excited ko ani. Since I think you are familiar with this, no? Guess the gibberish. Familiar mo sa mga filters? Thumbs up daw ba? Familiar ba? Thumbs up. So if ever you have used filters from TikTok or Instagram, I am sure na you know this game jud. Makuto po datong utok kay for sure di pa jud kayo ta mata no. Sleepy kayo ta, sleepy pa ta. So you may comment your answers no in the comment section. In the chat comment section in the chat box. I'm so sorry. So let us begin our game. Perfect. Bisa to. Very good. Bisa to na-answer. Wow. Nagana on. So, how many did you get right? We're really ko perfect at So, okay. So, did you have fun, guys? Did you have fun? Thumbs up daw. Right? Kaya na, fighting back. So, no, at this juncture, may I introduce our resource speaker. So today's resource speaker is someone who we've already met. She was our resource speaker in our first webinar as well as in our third webinar. May we welcome Miss Sherry Aquino, a sourcing manager of TaskUs. Let's give her a virtual round of applause, please.
Thank you so much, Hanny Lee, and thank you also to all our leaders, no, from Tagbilaran City College. It is once again my pleasure to be invited here to have a career talk with you, and really hoping that in this session we'll learn a lot more. Truly, the partnership that we have with Tagbilaran City College is bringing a lot of um, uh, activities, no, to our students that can help them expand their knowledge and prepare them as they go along and ready themselves for their work life. So our topic for today is essential communication skills for success. And you might wonder, you know, essential communication skills, very basic when it comes to communication skills. You'll just have to talk and you can already communicate. No, there's a lot more than communicating or talking. So what are these things na important for us to be very effective communicators? Those are the things that we will be discussing later. But before we proceed, of course, we'd like to share again, no, with our students who is Task Us and how are we supporting the organization globally. So let me move on to the next slide. Okay, so this is us. Task Us, we are a provider of outsourced digital services and next generation customer experience to fast growing technology companies, helping its clients represent, protect, and grow their brands. So basically, Task Us is an outsourcing provider. We have clients across the globe that are part of different growing sectors. No, these are social media sectors, e-commerce, gaming, streaming media, food delivery, ride sharing, high tech, fintech, and health tech. And if you have attended one of the career talks that I led weeks ago, you would have heard already, no, that if you have applications on your phone, probably some of those applications are clients of TaskUs. So basically, that's the nature of the clients that we serve, and how we serve them is through voice support, chat support, or even content moderation. That means we hire people here in the Philippines. Now, we offer jobs to our co-Filipinos, and these jobs help them support the clients that we serve globally. Additionally, TaskUs is an equal opportunity employer. Everyone is welcome to join us as long as they are of legal age and they can do the job. So that means we do not discriminate um, based on experience, based on gender. Again, everyone is welcome to join us. Okay, and moving on to the next slide. Our mission is to empower people to deliver ridiculously good innovation to the world's best companies. No, as you can also see on the screen, it says frontline first, which means Task Us is a frontline first or a people first organization. And relating that to our mission, we want to empower people, and part of it is to take care of them, no. TaskUs has a lot of benefits to its employees that fulfills that promise, taking care of them. And the reason why we do that is because if we know that if we take care of them, our employees will also take care of the clients that we serve. Okay, and on to the next one would be our awards, no? So just a fun fact, Task Us started way back 2008. So it has been 14 years, no, in operations since we started. And these are some of the awards that we have received in the past year. So we're very proud to say that we are being acknowledged by different governing bodies in the outsourcing industry. We've also been regarded as one of the best places to work for the past years, and even for year 2022, which proves, no, that the employees of TaskUs are very satisfied and happy with how they are being taken care of by the organization. Additionally, the other awards are acknowledgments of how TaskUs clients are happy also with the service that they got from us as an outsourcing company. Okay, next one would be our global footprint, no? So we're also happy to share that TaskUs is existing in different countries across the globe. So in Asia, we have India, Taiwan, Japan, Philippines, and Malaysia, and we also have sites in other countries like Romania, Poland, Greece, Ireland, USA, Mexico, and Colombia. And as of March of 2022, we already have a total of 45,800 global count of employees. No? So that's really a lot as compared to how we started back in 2008, where we only have less than 20 employees supporting Taskas. So really a huge growth, no, that has happened for Taskas for the past 14 years. Okay. And just wanted to show you also some of the sites here in Taskas. These are the looks of our offices. No, so we have La Union site, which features surfboards, where La Union is famous of. We also have our Clark Pampanga, really a colorful interior. We have billiard tables, mobile PCs available for PCs available rather for our employees. Next one would be our Bulacan site. Okay. We also have our Anonas Quezon City site. Okay, our BGC site. Our Imus Cavite site. Okay, our Antipolo Rizal. Our Batangas City site, one of our newest sites. Okay, and our Tagbilaran Bohol site. Sige nga, if you guys are listening, how many sites have we tackled? No, just kidding. So that's a total of 9 sites that we have showed you. But the most updated number, no, of TaskUs sites in the Philippines is already 11. So very recently, we just opened our new site in Ortigas, and there's another new site in Cavite. So that's a total of 11 sites total in the Philippines. And of course, the closest one to Tagbilaran City College, just a neighboring site, no, would be Tagbilaran Bohol. So here you can see it. And very recently also, we've invited some of your leaders to visit our site to do a site tour. So they also enjoyed the facilities. They saw the facilities of Taskas Bohol, and that was just a happy experience. And we're hoping, no, soon we'll be able to schedule that also with our students. Okay, and those sites, by the way, that features the work hard, have fun core values of Taskas, no? Because in Taskas we give importance really to our culture, and one of the principles, no, or the core values nga, as I said, that we have is work hard, have fun. So we really want our employees to have fun also, aside from them working hard, no. And by having these great facilities for them, we're sure that our employees are also having fun, enjoying the ambience, and they're able to practice their creativity also, because of the facilities that TaskUs has offered to them. Okay, now moving on uh, to the main topic for today, no, which is essential communication skills for success. Why do you think communication skills is important? No, because again, like what I said earlier, you might you might wonder, communication skills, that's just very basic. You just have to talk, you just have to be clear, then that's it. No? But believe me, there's so much more than doing all the talking. No? Communication skill allows you to convey your message clearly to others, and uh, when you convey your message to others clearly, that allows you to be understood, no, by the others the way you want yourself to be understood. And when you start working, you'll discover how important that is, no. You want to be understood by your coworkers, by your leader. You want to be able to share your great ideas to the group. You want to represent yourself very well to your leaders during planning sessions, for example. But sometimes, no, in reality, there are some people who encounter challenges because they do not have the right communication skills when they enter the workplace. No, and for us to prepare ourselves and understand what these other skills are, no, aside from just talking or speaking, let's move on to the next slide, and we have to uh yes, we have to first understand what are the communication styles available, or yeah, what are the communication styles that we really have, no. And it's divided into four styles, no. We have passive, aggressive, passive aggressive, and assertive. Some of you may have an idea already what, these styles are all about, but syempre we have to, discuss it very clearly so that all of us will have a good understanding what these really are, no. So passive style, this talks about passive communicators that are quieter and don't express their true feelings, no. They can act different or indifferent or agreeable depending on the situation, in order to keep the peace or not rock the boat, no. So what does that mean? Ibig sabihin, ang passive communicators, they tend to just say yes because ayaw nila ng conflict, no. If there are situations na um they do not agree to something, they will just say yes to it. They will keep quiet kasi ayaw nila ng trouble, ayaw nila ng um misunderstanding, no. Ayaw nilang magsalita because for them baka magkaroon lang ng conflict, no. So yeah, tatahimik lang sila kumbaga. And for the aggressive communicators, these are the opposite naman of passive communicators, no. They often express their emotions freely without any consideration for others. They can be intimidating or abusive in their interaction with others. Okay? So how is that different? So ang aggressive communicators naman, technically kabaliktaran sila ng passive communicators, no? They say things na naisip nila that they should say. But the the cons, no, or the negative impact of that is they do not think twice of the words that they will utter. Meaning sometimes super expressive sila with their emotions, such that nakakasakit na sila ng kapwa nila, no. So those are the aggressive type of communicators. Next would be passive aggressive. Passive aggressive communicators strive to appear aloof, or even when they are upset or annoyed, no. It is subtly evident that they are angry, but because they tend to avoid confrontation, it can be unclear what they are truly thinking. So the passive aggressive type is a little uh confusing, no? Medyo confusing siya as a communicator because it's a mix of a passive communicator and aggressive communicator. It's a mix of that, no? Because um probably kapag may item to deliver, that person will just say yes to it because in a way passive siya. But in his or her actions, that person is showing otherwise, no. um So, mag-yes siya, pero may pagdabog or makikita sa actions niya, naggalit siya. That's the passive-aggressive type of communicator. Next is assertive communicators. No, assertive communicators are considerate and express themselves in a clear and direct manner. They are respectful in their interaction with others. So, assertive communicators, on the other hand, I would say is the right level of communication style, no, that we should apply, especially in the workplace where we are expected to be professional. Why is that? Um, Assertive communicators, like what I mentioned, considerate sila. No, they are considerate of others, and they make sure that they express themselves in a clear and direct manner. And that's what we are expected to be, no, once we enter the workplace. We are expected to be clear communicators. Yung the way we communicate with others, it has to be direct, but at the same time, we want to be considerate. No, we don't want to um we don't want to start any conflict with others, because at the end of the day, we're just working. No, we want to work peacefully with others, and that's what the assertive communicator is trying to do. No, so I'll give you an example, no, something that's relatable. In a classroom setup, for example, you're in a group activity, no, your leader is asking you to do most of the tasks because your leader knows how dependable you are, no. However, you're worried because kailangan mo pang mag-review for your finals. So technically, you're confused whether susundin mo ba si leader mo or hindi, no? Because again, the scenario is um you are being asked to do most of the activities, no, or most of the tasks for your group. Pero kailangan mong mag-review. Kailangan mo ng let's say 2 hours a day to review because darating na yung final exams nyo, no? If you are a passive communicator, um your reaction to that would be, okay, I'll do it, no? Or sige, I'll just do it. You just agree to do the tasks, and uh, assigned to you by your leader, no? Despite your worries that you will not have enough time to review. So that's the typical reaction of a passive communicator. Hindi niya masabi na meron siyang importanteng gagawin. Kailangan niyang mag-review. Rather, sinabi niya lang na, okay, I'll just do it. Because ayaw niyang ma-disappoint si leader, ayaw niyang magalit si leader. So, she will just say yes to it. No? That's the passive type. The aggressive type, on the other hand, same scenario ha, same scenario. The aggressive type, on the other hand, if if sinabi ni leader na gawin itong mga bagay na to, and um she's worried about, having time to review, the aggressive communicator would say, why is it that almost all of the tasks are assigned to me? No, there are other group members who are part of this group too. Will they just sit and watch while I'm doing all the work? So that's how harsh an aggressive communicator can be. No, obviously, uh she just want to simply imply na madami, there are a lot of members in the group and there are other people who can help you. But being an aggressive communicator, she does not filter her words, even if the other group members will be hurt, no, upon hearing those words from her. So um again, the aggressive communicator may have a point, but he or she does not choose the words, no, the right words, which can result in conflict with others. Okay, next would be the passive aggressive type. Okay, the typical reaction would be, okay, I'll do it, and then just proceeds in doing the tasks, but doing it for like 4 hours without talking to anyone. No, so that's the passive aggressive type. Imagine, okay, I said yes to it, but we are here together in this one room. I'm doing all the tasks, but I'm not talking to anyone. No, what does that action um imply, no, or show to others? It shows that you're probably mad. No, you're probably not okay, but you said okay to it and do the tasks. So you're definitely upset. As a passive aggressive communicator, you are definitely upset. And it is obvious. But since you want to avoid confrontation, since medyo passive communicator ka din in a way, you still do the tasks assigned to you without saying a word. No? So it's still not the right combination, I would say, because it will still lead to a possible conflict with others, no? Because you're not communicating directly what you want to communicate to your group members. Next would be the assertive type, no? The typical reaction if you are an assertive communicator is you would likely talk to your group leader. No, you would tell na I hope it's okay if we split the tasks among us, among the group members. Um, you will share that you're planning to have a review for 3 hours a day in preparation for your finals, and taking all the tasks might would result no to you not being able to review, no. So that's the assertive communicator. You're able to give context to the person you're talking to. Why is it that you are saying no to that project or to the tasks assigned to you? So you're able to communicate clearly and in a very respectful way. But then at the same time, you're able to give context to your actions, so that others would also understand what you are trying to say, and the the reasons no for your actions. So that's the assertive communicator, no. So the importance of knowing the communication styles is because you will be dealing with a lot of coworkers once you enter the workplace, no. And believe me, they have different styles of communicating, but regardless of what type of person you're dealing with, what type of communicator you're dealing with, um, it's best to practice being an assertive type of communicator, because again, if you want to avoid conflict, if you want to be understood no by your coworkers, by your leaders in your company, you want to be the assertive type, the one that can voice out uh, voice out their thoughts. You're the one that can um clearly communicate to others, but still in a very respectful way, no. That's what a working professional should be. Again, an assertive communicator. Okay, now moving on to the other to the essential skills of communication would be number one would be presentation and public speaking. No? Once you enter the workplace, expect that you will be doing presentations also. Depending on your role, you might be asked to do public speaking. And part of that is for you to make sure that you are confident. No? You're confident, and you're also able to persuade others. But why is that? No? Let's talk about confidence first. Confidence is particularly important in the workplace because people are more likely to respond to your ideas and opinions if they are presented with confidence. No? So confidence can be demonstrated through eye contact, tone of voice, and good posture. It helps to be prepared when making a presentation or argument so that you don't stumble over your words and can deliver your statements with voice. No, so again, it's very important in the workplace because your coworkers, your clients, no, your leaders would probably be more responsive to you if they can see how confident you are. Meaning, mas maniniwala sila to what you are saying if you look confident, no, with how you say it or with how you present, for example. And that's very visible, or that can be demonstrated through eye contact or tone of voice. I mean, if you are presenting, nanginginig yung voice mo, you can't deliver a straight eye contact, no, or nanginginig ka, kinakabahan ka, it's very obvious. Definitely, the person that you're talking to or your audience would likely be hesitant, no, to accept what you're saying, or they might be um uh they might be confused. You may not be able to get their buy-in. So technically, you're not able to convince them because you are not confident. So confidence is definitely important. Next is persuasion. Sorry, and this is your ability to persuade others in the workplace, no? And why is it very important? Example is you're doing a sales presentation. Definitely, no question, no. Definitely, persuasion is very important because you are persuading your clients to buy something from you. But aside from that, there are a lot of situations that you can discover in the workplace wherein you will be needing this skill, no? An example is if you are seeking approval from your leader, from your boss, no, from your manager, for example. If you're getting approval from your manager, you have to show that ability uh and be able to persuade your manager to approve whatever that is, no? So paano mo gagawin yon? Of course, when you send that email for approval, for example, you have to back it up with justifications, no? Bakit niya kailangan i-approve ito? What are the details behind this request, no? So if you are able to clear that out, if you're able to give clear written communication, no, at least dun sa email mo, you're able to justify it. You are persuading your manager, no, and eventually it will lead you to getting the approval that you wanted to have, no. So that's the power of being uh persuasive. Okay, so some tips also that we want to share with you would be in doing presentations, for example, no, you want to make sure that your presentations or deck, it should be written clearly and also follows the flow of your speaking, because when you do presentation, it's like doing a storytelling. So it has to follow yung flow ng speaking nyo, no? And remember, it's best that you do a storytelling during a presentation so it comes out naturally, and also it comes out naturally, and you're far more confident talking about it because parang nagkikwento ka lang, and not a reading activity, no. I believe a lot of students, a lot of people might be guilty about that, no. When our teacher is asking us or our professor is asking us to do a reporting, no, in our class, sometimes we tend to just read the content of our presentation. And remember, that's not right, no. That's not the proper way of doing a presentation. It's best that you only take note of the key points, no. Yung key points lang, only the important points lang should be written in your presentation. It should not be wordy, and those key points should be supported by your by the presentation, no, that you will be doing, by how you will deliver it, no. So that's the key in doing the right presentation. Additionally, you show the right gestures, no, that support what is being said. Gestures, on the other hand, important din yan because it gives highlight to the things that you're saying, no. um Additionally, prepare for difficult questions. Expect that after a presentation, after a reporting, expect that there will be difficult questions coming from your audience. And when you prepare for that, syempre, think of the questions. Think also of possible answers, no? Para when they ask you that question, you don't stumble upon your words, and you're able to answer it right away because you prepared for it. And that will also lead you back to again being confident, knowing exactly the topic that you are tackling, knowing exactly the product that you are selling, because even the difficult questions, you're able to answer it uh, right away, no, with full confidence. Okay, and lastly, practice presenting to yourself or a coworker to ease pressure, no, and improve confidence. So don't be shy to ask for a coworker to um listen to you, no, as you practice your presentation. It's okay. It's okay to do practice presentation um to your coworkers, no. Bakit mo kailangan mag-practice sa coworkers mo? Again, um if you are new, no, to presenting, kasi in the school setup, in the classroom setup, you know the people that you're talking to, and that also helps you build the confidence, no, na okay lang, I will present to them anyways, these people are my friends naman, and I know they will support me. But when you start working, the people that you are presenting to, no, your audience most of the time are people that are not your friends, no. These people could be your boss, it could be your coworker, it could be a client. So they do not know anything about you, and chances are you will be nervous, you will be pressured to deliver your speech to them, and having that someone, a coworker or a friend who will listen to you, will definitely help you ease that pressure, no, and improve your confidence. So don't be shy, ask someone to uh listen to you as you practice, no, definitely that will help you out. Okay, and on to the next one would be written and digital communication. No, so written and digital communication, like what I've mentioned earlier, it's not just talking. No, when we say communication skills, it's not just about talking or speaking. It's also about communicating in other platforms, and that includes written and digital communication. So written communication is just as important as verbal communication in the workplace. It is often the first communication you share with an employer even before you are hired. No, you should always be clear and concise in your written communications. So, a very good example of written communication is writing an email. No, um, I'm not sure if you guys have written an email before. I'm hoping you have experienced that. No, at least kahit sa mga thesis mates nyo, nakapag-email na kayo. But yeah, writing an email communication or writing an email requires you to be really uh, clear, straightforward, no, direct, no. Remember, when you write your emails, it does not have any emotions, no. Hindi nababasa yung emotions when you write an email. So as much as possible, try to be direct, try to be, just very technical when you write an email to others, no. And next one would be digital communication. Digital communication involves all online communication for an organization. Um, uh, it Proficiency in digital communication is becoming increasingly necessary in the workplace with the onslaught of social media and digital devices. To be successful, adopt a growth mindset because you will have to continue learning to keep up to date with the ever evolving digital media. Um, ang daming tools na available right now, no, online. So that includes Zoom, Google Chat, Google Meet, uh, Microsoft Teams, no, and other types of software that different companies are using. And you'll experience using those once you enter the workplace because iba-iba nga ang ginagamit na systems, no, or na way of communication ng each company. However, just to maybe connect the written and digital communication, no, like what I've said earlier, when you create an email, there are no emotions, no, when you create an email. Let's say you're replying to an email and let's say you are disappointed, no. You don't want to put words in your email that would show how disappointed you are, no? Because it might be misunderstood by others. Baka isipin, ay, sobrang galit naman to. Bakit naman ganito magsulat to ng email? Very unprofessional. Um, so, if your email, if the message, no, that you want to convey is long or includes expression of emotions, consider using digital communication or consider calling that person instead, so that you can avoid being misunderstood or you can avoid na lumaki pa whatever that is, no? So again, tips in doing written communication, you have to be clear all the time. When you write emails, try to read your email again. Observe your punctuations. Oh my gosh, your spelling, no? Ang daming nagkakamali when it comes to punctuations and spelling. Even, I have observed, no? Even others who have been working for many years now, sometimes I notice there are still misuse of punctuations, no, or misspelled words. So the impact kasi of that, if you send an email with the incorrect punctuation or misspelled words, syempre you're giving a negative impression towards you, no? Ikaw mismo yung gumawa nun sa sarili mo, which is very bad, no? You want others, you want your coworkers, you want your boss to have a very good impression of you. You want them to think na, oh, this person is very professional. You know the right words to say. You know how to respond to an email professionally. And part of it is to make sure that you can read your emails and ensure the right punctuations are used and there are no misspelled words. Okay, and of course, proper use of digital communication. Aside from being clear, you have to ensure that uh, the way you use it is also in a very professional manner, no? Because you might say, ay, okay lang, Skype lang naman to. I think um uh pwede akong uh pwede akong magsabi ng bad words, for example, no? Kasi ano lang, friend ko naman to, and sa Skype naman kami magkausap. Please no, no. Let's not be complacent to the idea that we can talk very casually because it's not email, it's just Skype or it's just Google Chat, for example. No, let's make sure that we are professional at all times and be clear, na? Again, be clear with our message. Okay, next one would be empathy, no? So empathy, sabi ko sa inyo it's not just about talking. There are a lot of things pa aside from talking. So empathy, on the other hand, um, is being able to put yourself in other shoes, no? So that you can understand how they feel, thus enabling you to get more of a sense of how you can help them, no? Empathy is an essential communication skill uh, in the workplace because it allows you to be open to others. It allows you to be more understanding of others and not just clinging on the technical side of communicating. Kasi sometimes when we communicate, no, at work, we are very technical. And definitely we're very technical kasi nasa workplace nga tayo, right? We all talk about work. We all talk about the processes. We all talk about the projects, no? So we become very technical and it also shows in our communication. But remember that we have to empathize, no? We have to empathize with our the people we're talking to all the time, no? Again, empathy is understanding them, trying to put ourselves in their shoes, no? So that we can understand how they truly feel. Meaning, you're imagining yourself na siya ikaw. For example, your coworker is disappointed. So nag-reach out siya sa no. Nagbigay siya ng nag-vent out siya sa'yo for some reason. So you're imagining yourself na ikaw siya, na ikaw yung may problem so that you'll be more open to that person, and you're able to show your empathy, no? So let me give you a more clear example, no? So still in the work setup, for example, your coworker has reached out to you because she's preparing for a presentation, but at that time she's very emotional and she's asking for your help if you can do the presentation instead, no? So again, nag-reach out siya sa'yo kasi may problem siya. Kailangan niya mag-present pero very emotional siya right now because of a personal problem. And now she's asking you to present, no? So how will you show your empathy, no? And what will be your reaction to your coworker? So um uh you have other things to do as well, no? But maybe as you observe your coworker, you notice na because she's emotional, she's about to cry. And maybe she must be really in a very bad situation right now, no? And she is definitely in need of a helping hand. Just by looking at her, napansin mo kailangan niya talaga ng tulong, no? And you realize there are really bad days at work na hindi maaasahan, or hindi maasahan, hindi inaasahan, sorry, no? So there are really bad days at work that's uncontrollable. And you realize na today could be that day for her, no? And you did the presentation anyways because she needs a helping hand. Afterwards, you approach and told your coworker na andito ka lang if that person needs someone to talk to. But at the same time, you give an advice that once you start working, once you enter the premises of work, we are expected to leave our personal problems behind so that we can deliver our tasks well, no? So um that is you giving feedback already, no, to to your coworker. So going back, nagkaroon siya ng problem, kailangan niya ng tulong, you listened, no? You listened to your coworker. That's active listening. Nakinig ka sa kanya that meron siyang problem, she won't be able to do this, and that she's asking for your help. That's active listening. Now, openness is when you realize that there are really bad days sometimes at work. No, there are really bad days, not just at work, but also in our personal lives, no? And you were very open to that idea that it could be this day for her, and you decided to help her instead. That's openness, no? And giving feedback, on the other hand, is you reaching out to her after doing the presentation and telling that person na it's okay, I'm here to listen to you if you need someone to talk to, but next time you have to practice leaving your personal problems behind, no, during work hours, because um now maybe pwede akong makatulong sa'yo, but later on baka hindi ako pwede, 'di ba? So that feedback, very respectful, no, yung pag-deliver mo ng feedback. But at the same time, you're being clear to the person na what you're doing is not right, no? Because at work we also have to practice emotional intelligence, no? We have to practice being professional as well. So probably the feedback that you gave would help her understand, no, oo nga naman, next time dapat I should be more professional, no? I should be able to leave my problems behind, and I'll have to deal with it once I go back uh once I go back home, no? So that's empathy. That's empathy. Again, it's not just about being able to deliver your words clearly once you started working. It's not just about creating the right presentation, no, to them. More than that, there is empathy. You also need to show uh, to show others, to show your coworkers, no, that you are listening to them. It's not just about you doing all the talking all the time. Okay, you have to practice listening, you have to be open, you have to be able to give feedback in a very respectful way, because that is what being a working professional is all about, no? Actually, hindi lang naman siya sa pagiging working professional eh. Be in real life, right? We want to have that empathy also, because that helps us build good relationships with others, no? And believe me, when you start working, building a good relationship with your coworkers, with your leaders, with your stakeholders will um will give you or will open a lot of opportunities also for you, well, to be friends with them, right? Or to close out that sales presentation that you have with them. So again, remember, it's not just about the technicalities of communication skills. There's also what we call empathy, no, where we are um, expected to listen and to have the heart, kumbaga, of communicating, um, because that's part of us being real humans, no, at the end of the day. Okay, so basically that's it for our topic, no? Anyways, moving on to the next slide. Um, we want to be able to share with you some perks, no, and benefits here in TaskUs. Let's say you're already ready, you've already practiced that communication skill that you would probably be using, no, when you have your job interview with us. Um, what are these things that we can offer you? So here in TaskUs, we have a lot of benefits that promises, no, yung or fulfills the mission we have, which is to take care of our employees. So that includes enhanced health benefits extended up to two dependents, meaning if you or your dependents, could be your parents or sibling or partner, needs medical assistance, they will be covered and um they will be covered for inpatient or outpatient hospital services. Another would be COVID-19 related medical coverage. Of course, you want to join an organization that can support you if you turn out to be COVID-19 positive, but wag naman sana. Food Forward program. This is our initiative to offer healthy meals, no, to our employees. Wherein they only need to pay 5 pesos per meal. Again, that's 5 pesos per meal for a complete meal, no? With the rice, viand, fruits, for only 5 pesos. And all the proceeds from there are being donated also to a charity foundation as part of CSR activities. And it's being offered on a daily basis. We also have our human project, wherein TaskUs supports the advocacy of its employees, no? And just by sharing what your advocacies are to our HR team, you will have a chance to get a salary appraisal, no? So that's human project. Referral incentives, on the other hand, is being able to refer successful individuals to TaskUs, no? And in return, you'll get a monetary incentive on top of the salary that you're getting. Guaranteed paid time off, including birthday leave. This one talks about the leaves, no? So we mentioned TaskUs taking care of its employees. So part of that is making sure that you spend your birthdays together with your loved ones. State of the art facilities, we just showed it to you. But some other facilities we have in our sites, no, include our sleeping quarters. We have gym facilities. We have daycare facilities. Um, Again, for our employees to have fun also while working. Retirement savings program with company matching. Not all companies offer this one, but we're proud to also share, no, that TaskUs has that retirement savings program. Scholarship program for the children of our employees, no. So if you have let's say a sister who has children already, please invite them to join TaskUs. Here in TaskUs, they can enroll their children for a scholarship program, so they don't need to worry about the tuition fee of their children anymore. No, free wellness and resiliency programs extended to household members. That includes a hotline, no, a mental hotline wherein we have if we have problems, we can just like contact that hotline, and a professional can help us out with our problems and give advice. Okay. Lastly would be tuition fee and professional reimbursement program, um wherein if you want to pursue your master's degree, for example, or if an employee wants to finish, no, their bachelor's degree, they can do that here in TaskUs, and a portion of their tuition fee will be covered as well by the company. Okay, next one would be, next slide please. Okay, so we are about to share with you a video about the misconceptions, no, misconceptions that others have about the outsourcing industry. We know for a fact that sometimes people who don't know anyone working in our industry have negative impressions, no. Sometimes we hear feedback na, oh, outsourcing company, that's a dead end job, or that's the work is very routinary, it doesn't make sense, no, for growth it doesn't make sense. So we have this video prepared for you to understand better what outsourcing or what TaskUs is all about.
TaskUs a good company? TaskUs is not a good company. What? It's a great company.
Definitely yes. My name is Darcy Johnson. I am an IT graduate from Holy Angel University.
My name is Sean. I'm a college student from Holy Name University, Tagbilaran City, Bohol.
My name is Cheryl Bautista. I took up programming at Global ICT. What can I say to college students who think dead-end job ang industry namin? Here in TaskUs, we are very meritocratic. We promote people based on skill, potential, and drive to learn.
It's not about the industry that you'll be joining in, nor the degree that you hold. It's about the effort that you put into work that will make you successful. I started as an agent and I was able to work my way up as an operations manager. I am fortunate to be part of the company who invests with the growth of its employees.
In this job, it gives you access to diverse opportunities, plus a chance of a career development and advancement in a higher paid position. Is TaskUs a good company? TaskUs is not a good company. What? It's a great company.
Definitely yes.
TaskUs lives up to its frontline first principle. We do it to make sure that we help and assist our teammates and our frontliners to make sure that they are at their 100% every time.
TaskUs is a people-first company. In fact, during the pandemic, we're one of the first companies to transition to work-from-home setup. You know what's more ridiculous? Paid quarantine leave for COVID-positive employees. Is TaskUs boring?
Have you guys seen our sites? The word boring and TaskUs are two words that can never go together.
You can play billiards, gaming console. We also have our own gym equipment. Plus, we also join tournaments outside Pampanga and for inter-BPO.
I have positive experiences here in TaskUs. If other companies would encourage their people to think outside the box. Here in TaskUs, we say, what box?
Does TaskUs provide good pay from its HMO, food forward, and all the benefits and perks that I am enjoying? What else could I ask for?
But wait, there's more. We also offer scholarship and retirement plans. I hope that you learned something new about TaskUs.
Okay, so I
Is
hope we're
TaskUs
able
a good
to
company? TaskUs is
Okay, I hope we're able to give answers, no, to some questions or to some confusions that was made based on the misconceptions nga na meron, no, about the outsourcing industry. So now, these are the qualifications. These are the openings that we have in TaskUs. Again, you may not be ready now. You might have several units still taking in school, no, or you might be someone who is about to graduate. And if you are, you can already sign up to our form as early as now, so we can have you processed, so that if you are a graduating student, you can again be processed now. And once you are identified, once you are hired, we will just be waiting for you when you graduate. So technically may trabaho ka na before ka mag graduate, no? Because you have been processed already. And these are the qualifications we have. The good thing about our teammate opening is we're not looking for experienced candidates, no? Of course, 18 years old and above. Excellent communication skills, definitely. And I hope you learned a lot about the things we've discussed today about communication skills, because you'll be using that. Computer savvy and willing to work in a shifting schedule. If you have relatives, no, or friends who are also interested in joining TaskUs, please share them the link that we have, no, so they can sign up for it, and they can be processed also. Okay, and next slide, please. Okay, so this is our sign up form, no. Please visit us at https colon // task us form, so that we can get your information and you will be lined up for current or future opportunities. Again, current or future opportunities. At least you are comfortable to know, no, that you have submitted already your details to us. And there is also a um, uh, graduation date field in our form, wherein you can input it there, so that we know when you will be graduating. And once you are about to graduate, Taskus will be reaching out to you, so that you will be processed by our recruitment team. No, aside from that, you will be getting an email from us for you to join our Viber Learning Hub community. This is where we are sharing more job seeker tips, no? Especially for us, wala pa tayong experience in working. So we need a lot of advice, tips, to guide us, no? In our career or job seeker journey. So please join us. You can also scan the QR code that you can see on the right portion of your screen. And if you manage to join us, sign up and join our Viber community group, you'll also have a chance to win an EGC or an electronic GC from us. And it will be done via e-raffle. Okay? So, yeah, basically that's it for our session for today. And I'm really hoping that we were able to impart a lot of knowledge, additional knowledge to you when it comes to communicating. Remember, it's not just about the technical skills all the time, no. The skills that you have for you to function um, based on your field of study, we are very confident, no, that those skills have taught to you and you've learned that during your student years. But please also look into the soft skills, no, which include communication skills. You have to make sure that you're able to improve that and you are ready to face the workplace, no, by having those soft skills for your success also in the future. So thank you so much. And again, I would like to thank our Tagbilaran City College leaders for allowing TaskUs to be part of this activity, and for allowing us to share our expertise to our students. And hopefully we'll have more activities in the future. No? Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay. Thank you for that, Ma'am Sherry. So Reminder lang, no, again, I would like to remind everyone for the students who are who attended today's online session, kindly sign up the online form below. So now, students, you may now ask your questions. You can use the chat box or turn on your mic, or you can click the hand raise button so that we can address your questions. Okay, I have a question, ma'am. My question, ma'am, is how do you communicate well with people of different language?
People of different language. Okay, so in the workplace, there
You're
are.
on mute. You're on mute, ma'am.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes. Okay.
Ayan. Okay. So the question is, how do we communicate with people, sorry, in other language?
Of
Ito,
different
of
language.
different language. Okay. So here in the Philippines naman, no, when we enter the workplace, there are two languages that we're expected to speak, no, and that is either English or Filipino language, no, or Tagalog. um Iba na lang siguro if let's say you applied for a position that says you are required to speak in Mandarin, no, but really the main languages that we're using is English and Filipino or Tagalog. And how we do that, or how we speak, is well, basically, if they ask you in English, you answer back in English, no. But at the same time, you also want to, for fresh grads, I would advise that you observe also how the leaders, no, in your company are communicating. If they speak in English, for example, if it's a meeting that you will be joining and they speak in English, you have to also adjust. Even if you know that these are Filipinos that you're talking to, you have to adjust in uh, the the flow of the meeting, no, and also speak in English language, because probably you do not have any idea, no, probably other joiners in that meeting do not speak Tagalog, no. They could be uh they could be Filipino Americans who really do not know how to speak in Tagalog. So you just have to, be able to adjust, be flexible. But I think, Honeyly, the key here, no, or the main point here is, aside from being able to like adjust to a situation where you're expected to speak in English, aside from that, or even before going there, adjusting, it's important that our students would, prepare themselves ahead of time, no, because like what I have been sharing in my past career talks, not just with TCC but also with other schools, no, when we do job interviews with fresh grads, ang lumilitaw talaga na challenge, no, for us recruiters, is that a lot of fresh graduates are not comfortable to speak in English language. No, they're not comfortable to speak in English language. Naiilang sila, they feel awkward. Um, they're not used to it, natatawa sila. Sometimes I'm hearing conversations na, ano ba yan, English ka ng English, nakaka-nosebleed, no? And that's a Filipino uh, way of, ano ba, not supporting English as a language, no? Kasi parang you're telling the other person na wag na siyang mag-English. But you know what? In reality, when you enter the workplace, that's very vital. That's very important. Especially if you plan to join a big organization, a global organization, you will soon have uh, communications with foreign clients, no, your bosses could be somewhere, you could be coming from other countries. You might have meetings with them, and you are required to speak in English language. So again, it's best that our students will prepare as early as now, because communicating in English language does not happen overnight. It has to be practiced a lot for you to be able to speak well, no, and for you to be able to speak casually also in English, na you can communicate naturally, because you've experienced doing it a lot of times already.
Thank you so much for that, ma'am. Another question sent by a student, like for example, ma'am, you are presenting, then napapangunahan ka ng kaba, like you're getting mental block or freezing like that. How do you deal with that, ma'am? What tips can you give?
Mm-mm. So that's very common, especially to people who are not used to presenting. But what I can share to you is, again, like what we have discussed kanina, no. Um, Number one, you you master the topic that you are about to present. Kasi if you are an expert already of that topic, like nabasa mo na siya, na-experience mo na siya, it's easier for you to deliver it because you have experienced it yourself, right? For example, a product, no, a presentation about a product, it will be very difficult for you to present that product because you've not used it yet, no? So it's important na nagamit mo na siya para ma-present mo siya ng maayos. But aside from that, aside from that, when you prepare for a presentation, it's best that you have a separate sheet, or as I call it, a presentation cheat sheet, no? Para it will help you be guided, no, sa flow ng presentation mo. Like, alam mo what to say first, and nakaayos na siya based on how you want it to be presented. So, if you have that presentation cheat sheet, that will allow you to be more confident, no? Kasi even if ma-mental block ka, you have something to read on. And if nabasa mo siya, alam mo yon, mababalik yung memory mo of how you practiced your presentation. So prepare that cheat sheet. Syempre yung hindi nakikita ng audience mo, no, that you have a cheat sheet. And as you go along, no, you can use that as your guide. Kapag na mental block ka ulit in other parts of your presentation, meron kang babalikan. But it's important also na you again, you have mastered your presentation, and that sheet is just your guide kapag nakalimutan mo, para hindi kumakabog yung dibdib mo na oh my gosh, na mental block ako, hindi ko na alam anong babalikan ko. At least you have that guide na babalikan mo, babasahin mo ulit para bumalik yung memory mo of how you want it to be presented. And additionally, yung way of presenting natin, no, our gestures, kasi kapag kinakabahan tayo, it's very obvious, nagsha-shake yung hands natin, or nabubulol tayo, no? Yun yung mga common na signs kapag we're not ready, or kinakabahan tayo. So, to manage that, I suggest, no, like what we have shared nga rin earlier, I suggest that you get you ask for a time, no, from your coworker, no, kuha ka kahit isa, o halika dito, mag-practice tayo, I will just present my deck to you, you just have to listen to me. If may na-observe ka, share with me your feedback, no? So that I will be aware of it. So that practice is important also para ma-ease yung pressure natin in doing presentation or public speaking, no. It may just be one person, no. You might say, isang tao lang naman yun that I will be presenting versus hundreds of people for my public speaking, no. But the thing there is, you're able to practice delivering your presentation at least to one person, and you're able to get feedback also, no, from that person na, I think dapat mag-practice ka pa dito sa part na to, hindi mo siya na deliver ng maayos, so that there's another person who can share an honest feedback to you and help you prepare even more based on what they have observed or what he or she has observed, so that kapag present ka na, alam mo na kung ano yung areas for improvement mo, and you had the chance already to improve those. So really, it's more of preparing ahead. If you're not comfortable yet, that means no, hindi ka pa ganun ka ready. So that means kailangan mo pang mag-prepare. And ang presentation, hindi yan minamadali. Hindi yan minamadali. Hindi yan binabasa like 30 minutes before your presentation, no. You want to really allot time for it because ayaw mo naman that after your actual presentation, you'll be regretful, no, na that's not your best self, that's not the best presentation that you could give, pero hindi mo nagawa because hindi mo siya pinractice, no, or hindi ka nag-allot ng more time for you to understand your presentation. So I think that's the advice I have for you para ma-ease yung pressure mo in communicating or in doing public speaking.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Another question from Ira Pearl Papa. For those people who are not good in English or they can't speak in English fluently, are they allowed to work in TaskUs?
Okay. I don't want to sugarcoat or anything, no. TaskUs, again, as an organization, we are an outsourcing company. And as an outsourcing company, we deal with global clients, no. And if global clients ito, that means they are not based in the Philippines, they speak a different language. And the common denominator technically is we are speaking, no? The employees and also the clients are speaking in English language. That's the common denominator for us to understand each other and to throw out ideas and, be able to communicate well, no? So if you're not able really to speak in English language, that means very limited yung magagawa mo, no? Because let's say ma-assign ka, let's say you will be a teammate, no? A teammate who responds to the customers of our clients. Even the customers of our clients are based in other countries, no? And what does that mean? That means they also speak a different language, no? So really, English communication skill is a vital skill for you to have. And to be clear, it's not just in TaskUs, no? That applies to all organizations that you want to join in, because chances are yung mga organizations naman natin dito, especially the big ones, no, we are somehow connected to an offshore counterparts, no. When we say offshore counterparts, these are people who are based in other locations, and one way or another, you will have to communicate with them. You will have to communicate with them in English language, and that's what we have been telling. No, that's also one of the motivations that we, an industry partner of TCC and other schools, that's one of our motivations why we are doing these activities with you. why we want to give a heads up to our university partners na, hey, ito yung kailangan namin na skill set pagdating nila sa pagka-graduate nila, no? They really need to have the communication skill. They really need to be excellent communicators because this is what's expected of them when they get hired, no? And yun nga, one of the projects also that we have is to share this even with first year college students, second year college students, so that you'll have ample time to prepare as early as now. Hindi naman, I mean, Filipinos are good communicators, no? In fact, we were one of the countries that have a lot of people identified na can communicate in English language. So what does that mean? It means we are trainable, no? We are trainable as long as we are eager to learn, as long as we are interested to to learn the English language. We can do that, 'di ba? Why can't you, no? The others nga can eh. So it's a matter of motivating ourselves and really being eager to learn the English language because um uh if you know that language, if you speak well in English, definitely there are a lot of opportunities waiting for you. Kasi 'di ba, why do we want to join uh big organizations? Because the idea is if it's a big organization, if it's a global corporation, chances are salary is higher, no? And at the end of the day, ano ba, bakit ba tayo nagwo-work? We're working because we need a salary, no? We need salary to finance ourselves, to provide for the needs of our family. So that will lead you to a lot more opportunities, Ira. And if you're worried now because sa tingin mo kulang pa, please practice more. No, what I've been telling everyone is to read books. No, read books, watch English films for you to practice. Um, Ask your best friend, no, to speak to you in English, no, mag-usap kayong dalawa in English. Sabihin ng iba, ano ba tong dalawa, parang kalog, no? Nag-i-English hindi naman required, but that means a lot. um that means a lot for your learning, and it's for your career readiness, no. It's for your future, so why not do it if you can do something to make it happen, no?
So that really means that we should really practice and improve our English speaking skills for a higher chance of employability. Just like what they say, Ma'am, no? Practice makes perfect. Right, Ma'am, no?
Yes, that's correct. And for our students, no, wag kayong mawalan ng pag-asa because there are a lot of people also I know na um during student years parang hindi sila masyadong nag-English because it's not really required naman talaga, no, for us to speak in English during college years or during our student years. But as you move forward, as you start working, you will soon find yourselves na mas comfortable to speak in that language. But then again, mas makakatulong kung tinutulungan natin yung sarili natin by being open to the idea of learning more, no? Trying to learn more by reading books and also expanding yung verbal natin, yung words natin, yung vocabulary natin.
Another question, ma'am. What is the best communication style when communicating with others?
Mm-mm. So like what I've mentioned, the best communication style is to be the assertive type, no, of communicator. Um, when we say aggressive nga, again, these are communicators na nakakapagsalita sila clearly. They can convey, no, yung message nila clearly, and they can give context kung bakit no, because entering the workplace requires a lot of communication, and that 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 communication can lead to conflict, no, misunderstanding. Kapag may conflict and misunderstanding, mahirap yan because um imbes na, if imbes na you guys are just thinking about how to achieve your goal, no, in your department, for example, you have to worry pa the conflict that you have with your coworker. So that's not a very good practice kapag may issue ka with a coworker just because may misunderstanding kayo, no. Being an assertive type would allow you to um communicate clearly, again, give context, but still become respectful of others, no. You're able to think ahead and filter yung words na gagamitin mo so that your coworkers will not feel bad about the things that you will say, no. Na at the end of the day, you're able to convey that message, but you're not able to hurt anyone. You're still sensitive with how others would react to what you will say.
This is actually related to another question, no? For instance, you are communicating with a passive communicator. Like, yung mag-reply lang sa text na, okay, okay, or kaya mag-thumbs up lang. So, how do you address those people, ma'am?
There are really people na ganun, no? Kaya nga siya nandun sa listahan natin. Actually, madaming ganun. But how to manage those types of communicators is to ask them questions, no? Ask them more questions na, for example, ano ba? Let's say it's about presentation, since yun na rin naman yung naging example natin kanina, no? Let's say you ask that person, hey, uh, will you be will you be presenting for tomorrow's meeting, no, for example. That's the question. And then ang reply niya is K, like yung example mo, Hanili. Reply niya K. So ask more question, no. Sorry. So ask more questions para ma-clear out mo yun sa kanya na, okay, does that mean yes, you will be presenting? What will be your topic, no? What time are you be coming in? So those things, and also provide the feedback to that person na I would appreciate if you can give full information or full context, no, to the answer, to the question posted. Because sometimes passive communicators do not understand how important it is na full details ang ibibigay nila. That's why very short answers lang, or could be nahihiya sila, no. Sobrang nahihiya sila such that very short lang yung nagiging answers nila. So, encourage them to speak more by asking questions. Encourage them to speak more by providing feedback, making them understand how important it is na full information ang ibibigay all the time, because it lessens the back and forth, no. If back and forth no email, for example, or text message, it lessens the back and forth kapag complete details na. And additionally, ang impact niyan to the productivity is that you can immediately execute your projects, no, if clear ang communication nyo all the time.
Thank you for that, ma'am. Last question. Last na good. How do you deliver a feedback or constructive criticism that will not degrade or crush, instead improve that person?
Okay. So personally, I believe that, if you have something to say to others, whether it's about work, it's about personal, no, it can be to a friend or to a family member. There is always a better way to say things, no. So when you are giving feedback, number one, make sure that the person you're talking to understands why you are giving feedback, no? Number one, boss ka ba niya? Second, kung hindi ka niya boss, magkatrabaho kayo, are you affected in a way? Is your work affected sa actions niya? That's why you're giving feedback, no? Kasi baka naman out of nowhere bigla ka nagbibigay ng feedback to that person, no? Wala naman kayong any relation at all, like yung work niya does not affect your work at all. So number one, make sure that there is relation, no, kung bakit kailangan mo magbigay ng feedback. And he understands that, no? It should be clear why you're giving feedback. So you could say na because if you do this, ito yung impact sa work ko, no? That's one. Second is the feedback itself. The feedback itself that you're giving, you choose the right words, no? Syempre, we're just thinking of examples here, but kung kung magbibigay ka ng feedback, whatever that feedback is, you have to choose your words and make sure naman that the words that you are using are not hurtful words, no? Kasi sometimes yung iba, especially the aggressive communicators, kaya sila nagkakaroon ng conflict with coworkers is because they do not choose the words, no? Even if alam nila na masakit yun, syempre, ano naman, no? We know how to use those words. We know in what kind of situations to use yung mga words na nakakasakit or what. They know for sure na makakasakit yun, but they do not filter it, no? So try to think of words na mas kind naman, no, to others, because again, we can provide feedback in a way na respectful pa din, but not to the point na we're using, we're using harsh words na sige, matututo sila or mabibigay mo yung feedback na gusto mong ibigay, but you are sacrificing that potential relationship that you can build with your coworker, no? When we say relationship, hindi ito yung yung boyfriend girlfriend relationship, but rather the the relationship that you want to have with them, such a way na when you work with them in the next coming years, no, maganda pa rin yung relationship nyo, because each person that you're working with, they could be your key person to a potential project next time, no, and you don't want to burn bridges just because masyado tayong matalim magsalita, no. So that's the importance of giving or choosing the words to say when giving feedback to others. So yeah, that's it, no? Choose the words to say, be nice. There's always a better way to say things, and make sure that the person understands why you are giving feedback, para hindi nami-misunderstood yung sasabihin natin.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Cherry. So, as much as sorry, as much as we would like to accommodate your questions, we are going to proceed on the next slide. So indeed, it was a very fruitful and meaningful discussion, and I'm sure there are a lot of inputs and insights that we've learned in this webinar. So at this juncture, we are going for the sharing of insights. But before that, I am going to share my own insights, a little bit. So for me, communication is a two-way relationship. In order to deliver your message, one should be the listener and one should be the speaker. So that there are no conflicts or barriers that will happen. And for empathy, we should really put ourselves in their shoes so that we know what they feel or understand their situation that they are currently in. So for the sharing of insights, as much as we want these students to go live and share their insights, they're actually multitasking now to prepare for the CSO week celebration that is going to happen this afternoon. So instead, they gave us a video of them sharing their insights. So I present to you Josie Christine Brina.
Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning. Are you all having a good day? Okay, let me share my insights about the webinar. So, a webinar like this is very helpful for us as a student, especially when we are planning to apply a job. So, I still remember when I was applying for a customer service representative. I was about to reach the last assessment, but due to lack of comprehension and understanding, I failed the assessment. So, you see, having a good communication skills is vital to an individual's success to their career. Sadly, this is something that many professionals overlook and fail to develop. So you will agree the fact that the need of communication is everywhere. So be it in your personal life or professional life, especially for today's fast-paced work environment, you cannot take your communications lightly. So you must know how to interact and put forward your ideas among the people. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It has been a pleasure to share my insights in this webinar entitled With My Professional Self, A Journey to Self-Development. In this webinar, we talk about communication. According to Paul J. Mayer, communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success. This webinar is very important and very helpful for us students. This webinar gives us tips and hints on how to communicate well. These are very useful when we apply for a job in the near future. When we apply for a job, we undergo applications, interviews, and also trainings. Those steps are the basic steps where communications begin. Being a good communicator is very important. Based on my experience as a BPO employee, if we communicate well, surely those people we are talking could easily understand us. In this webinar, it also taught us to be confident in expressing our thoughts and our opinions, and also the openness to every person whom we can talk to. Working in a call center industry and talking to diverse people every day enhance my confidence to answer all their queries, their questions, and provide solutions. I also learned to be a good listener to their issues. By this webinar, we can conclude and must put in mind that it is the key to our successful career. Lastly, please take note that good communication skills are perhaps the most basic skills that we can possess as a person or an employee, that they remain one of the most sought after our employer. That's all. Thank you.
And now, for the awarding of certificates, this certificate of appreciation is awarded to Ma'am Sherry Aquino for sharing your invaluable knowledge and expertise as a resource speaker in the career guidance webinar entitled My Professional Self, A Journey to Self-Development via Zoom on June 3, 2022 at Tagbilaran City College. Signed by Sir Leonidas L. Borja, Masters of Public Administration, Juris Dictor, our officer in charge. Please give Ma'am Sherry a round of applause, please. And now, may I request everyone to please turn on their cameras for the photo op opportunity. Thank you.
All right, can you turn on your camera so we can take a picture of our participants for this morning. So we have 3 slides all in our Zoom meeting. So prepare yourselves and prepare your beautiful smiles. All right, so we will start with the first slide. Please remain smiling, no? Kay you will not know man where you are located in the slide. So please remain smiling. All right. So for the first slide, first slide, second slide. And now the third slide. Cheese. All right, thank you everyone. Come on. Okay, reminders again. Students, don't forget to answer the online evaluation form. A link will be posted before the end of the webinar. The link will be posted either on MS Teams Guidance Reflect channel or here at the Zoom, at the chat box in the Zoom meeting, or at the comment section in the FB Live. Note that the online evaluation form will only be open until 8 p.m. today. So make sure that you have answered the online evaluation form. E-certificates will be provided and please give us time to send it to you. For concerns with certificates, please send an email to the guidance and counseling 2020@gmail.com. And now, finally, may I welcome our self-coordinator, Sir Delmar Cagatin, for his closing remarks.
To the administrative team led by the officer in charge, Mr. Leonidas Borja, to our guest speaker from TASAS, to all the faculty and staff, and to all the freshman students who are the main participants of this webinar, to everyone, my due respect. Every day is a journey of self-development. We encounter people and events in our lives. They may test our character. They may make us or even break us. They can bring out the best in us or even the worst. As we deal with the people around us and as we face every challenge set before us, we are led to self-growth and development. They make us a better version of ourselves. Today, we are reminded in this webinar not to be afraid to meet people, new acquaintances. Let us not fear to face the test of life, every challenge of life. Life is full of challenges and opportunities to grow, for us to grow and to develop. Always remember, dear students, that we meet a person not by accident, but for a reason. Ladies and gentlemen, our dear students, your attendance now signifies your enthusiasm to meet even virtually new people and to learn new things. Your presence now is a manifestation of your commitment to improve yourselves. In the end, I need you to remember the famous song of Celine Dion that says, "When touched by pain, we are not the same." This pain may be caused by the people around us or even the events in our lives. But do not surrender. Take the pain and make it a channel for self-development. To our speaker and to our facilitator from TaskUs, thank you for sharing with us especially to our students, the precepts of life. To our organizer, the guidance office, thank you for coming up this very relevant topic. To our class officers, to our year level representative, thank you for facilitating the attendance of your classmates. To all our freshmen, students, thank you for taking the time. thank you for the challenge, for taking the challenge. On behalf of the administrative team led by our officer in charge, Mr. Leonidas Borja, and our beloved mayor, John Giselle Babaya, my warmest congratulations and deepest appreciation. To God be the glory. May God bless us all.
Thank you for that, Sir DM. And now, I hope everyone learned a lot today, and I hope you try to apply it to yourself now. So, with your English speaking skills, we have to practice so that we will have a higher chance of employability. And it is truly an honor to be able to attend this webinar. This is your host, Hanumi Fajardo, signing off. Have a nice day, everyone.
Tagbilaran City College, your school of privilege, with people of dedication, unwavering and devotion. It's here where you'll find educators of a kind, excelente di calibre, but most of all, it's yours for free. We are Volado Achiever. Be one of the TCC family. Tagbilaran City College stands. Oh, Volado Achievers. Come as one, let's join hands. Build trust and knowledge together. A school for you and me at TCC, you're a family. Let's find love while we learn things. Let's find peace with the light it brings. Let us hold on to our dreams. Success is inevitable.